It's time to test home theaters in a different way, and Ultimea helped me with that, specifically with the Skywave X50. Let's get started. I was really curious to see what an Ultimea home theater system is like in real life, and now the opportunity has come for me to try it out, test it, and share my experiences with you. This will be a test that presents things more from a user perspective rather than a technical one. That's why I'll show every single feature here on screen as well, which is also described by the manufacturer, but what does this mean in practice? First, let's see what's in the box. When we open it, we're greeted by a very nice black box, which contains all the power cables, screws and wall plugs needed for wall mounting. I didn't use these, I just showed them. There are cables for every type of connection, including an HDMI cable, which was a big surprise for me, as it's a very high quality cable made from good materials. But there's also an optical cable included. We also get a manual that shows us how to assemble the home theater system, what steps to follow, how to position the speakers, and of course we also get a remote control, but we'll talk about that a bit later. So in this box you'll find every single accessory you need for installation. And here in the upper section we find the rear speakers. These are our surround speakers, which can project sound not only forward but also upward. So here we get 2 out of the 4 speakers responsible for the upper channels. It's worth noting that the back of these speakers is labeled to indicate which is the right and which is the left, so you don't need to calibrate them, just connect them in the correct way and position them accordingly. On the side as indicated, and once you turn it on, the system works immediately. Everything is automatically paired. Our main unit comes in 3 parts. The right and left units each have top speakers, and at the front you can also see the speakers responsible for the right and left channels. The central unit houses the controls, the power button, and you can also somewhat see the speakers at the front. On the back we get all the connection options we might need: HDMI, digital audio, and others. There's a very simple connection method that allows us to assemble these 3 separate units. It really just snaps together in an instant. And just like that, our main unit is assembled, containing the right, left, and center speakers, as well as the 2 top speakers, which will support Dolby Atmos for us. And now we've reached the most interesting part of this whole thing, namely the subwoofer. It's made from very high quality materials. It has weight to it, you can tell there's substance inside. I was really hoping it would sound good, and oh my god, I was not disappointed. But you'll hear that for yourselves in a moment, at least as much as this video can convey that sound. So let's assemble the system, set it up, and do a sound test using one of my previous videos. I re-recorded the audio for the video in 5.1 surround sound using this microphone, which is capable of capturing full 360-degree spatial audio, and from that I can later export a 5.1 mix. Since this is a 5.1.4 speaker system, it accurately reproduces all 5 bass channels. In addition, it can also mix in the overhead channels, which gives the whole experience extra spatial depth. And the subwoofer, now that really delivers the sensation you want to feel from a home theater. It more than does its job, delivering bass that I've only heard from high-end subwoofers before. It's truly capable of reproducing very, very low frequencies, and it's sufficiently dynamic and powerful. Here's the remote control with which you can adjust every single tiny function separately, including the volume of the rear speakers, the volume of the top 4 channels individually. You can adjust the bass separately, and it also includes this sound up mixing function, which I'll talk about in a bit more detail in a moment. And there's an app for it where you can customize every little setting, whether it's the volume of the different speakers, the bass, the treble. There are preset profiles as well. It's really great. You can customize it to such an extent that you can tailor the speaker's capabilities to fit your own room. Because by default, even in a larger space, I noticed that this whole system could easily fill a much bigger room, so I actually had to turn down the bass and the surround a bit, but I turned up the top speakers to make the Dolby Atmos sound experience even more intense. And here we get an extra feature as well called X-Up Mix, which helps us by taking audio that isn't originally surround, like stereo or other formats, can also be converted to surround sound by our system, and it does its job quite well. Then there's this equalizer where you can adjust every tiny detail. If someone wants that, they can really customize the system to their own ears. But even the default settings are very useful. So for me, this app is absolutely a winner, and this is what I needed more than anything else. But let's take a look at another test. As soon as we start the video, we can immediately see on the soundbar's small display what kind of audio we're dealing with. Here, for example, it shows us Dolby Surround, so it instantly recognized the 5.1 signal coming from YouTube. Let's listen to how a surround soundtrack sounds on this system. Oh, and the volume. Well, it definitely has some power. I didn't even dare to set it above 60 because it gets so loud. It was so loud and dynamic that it was almost too much. But what's really great is that even at 60, none of the speakers distorted at all. Not the bass, not the treble, not the mids. I'm sure I could have pushed it even further, but I didn't want to disturb the neighbor's peace, so I didn't go any higher. I also started a movie, so you can see that it immediately recognizes the Dolby Atmos signal, of course.
Hey Terry, do you copy?
Guys, it's Lou off! Come on, we gotta get him! Go, go!
Jump!
Bro, come on, jump!
No!
Go!
Hold on, everyone!
I'm very grateful to Ultimea for sending me this speaker system to test. I'm extremely satisfied with it. I was surprised that a soundbar could sound like this. I hadn't had any experience with something like this before, but now it set the bar pretty high for what I'll expect from now on. I'll be honest, I didn't expect this from a soundbar. Even though the subwoofer is only an 8-inch one, and I saw that they have much bigger ones, this one is already much more than I could have expected. The overall sound quality also represents something that seriously surprised me, that a subwoofer like this could sound this way. So I really liked it. My experience is that it's more than capable of filling even a larger living room with sound. So my opinion is that this is a very good starting point for a home theater. and in the description you'll find where you can buy this or any of Ultimea's other products. I'd like to thank them very much for sending it to me and for trusting me. See you in the next video. Bye.